Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening, my friends? What is happening? What is happening? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. As always, family and friends, thank you so much for taking 1 hour of your time to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate it. I'm your friend, your homie, Arrington Gavin, coming to you on another great evening. Hope you all are having a wonderful or had a wonderful day. If not, I hope this show brings to you some light, some energy, some good conversation, and just a way to just decompress, right? Just decompress. I'm going to catch you up to speed with what's happening in our world today. We got a lot of stuff that's going on. Of course, I'm going to give you the spill what's happening in DC and Washington. We have some interesting news in regards to the Diddy case. This time, this is news happening outside the courtroom, so excited to share that with you. Also, California governor is not so happy with his elected officials, his local elected officials. He's said it in one of his press conferences recently. A lot of folks are, saying, well, it's kind of, why are you calling other folks out when you are the king honcho, you the guy in charge? So why are you basically fuming at your, I'm not going to say employees, but he is in charge of the state. He's the leader of the state. So come on now, stop always, we're seeing a lot of the blame game here. That gets old when it comes to when you're dealing with folks' lives here. But yeah, we're going to talk a lot here on the Arrington Gavin Show. A lot of things happening in the world of pop culture, sports, politics, all the above. We're going to talk about it here on the show, as we always do, 5 nights a week. Shout out to those who are listening to us in the New Orleans area by way of WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. What's going on, fam? What's going on? Be sure to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. If you are unfamiliar, be sure to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time in the New Orleans area on WBOK 1230 a.m. Also, shout out to our listeners in the Metro Atlanta area by way of WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show 5 nights a week at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We truly appreciate the listenerships. We get good feedback from those stations there, so we're honored, and we hope to get in. We hope to get on some more stations. We hope to continue to spread this message, to spread great conversation as always here on the show. You can also listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's iHeartRadio, Odyssey. We're available on all major podcast platforms. You can also stream us on YouTube, Rumble, and on Goatverse TV. If you haven't downloaded the app, please do so. It's available in the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire. Please be sure to check that out. It's an amazing app filled with so many great programs and content creators up there, like yours truly. Yeah, I gotta brag on myself too. Oh, also, yeah, if you're on social media, please follow us on social media. Where you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show, or you can follow us and know what's happening outside of this show on our social media handles: Instagram, Blue Sky, X, formerly known as Twitter, and you can also subscribe to our Substack. We're getting new we're continue to grow that Substack page. It's fun. We're having a lot of fun doing it. It's like an open diary for me, where if I see a story that appears, I'm like, oh man, let me share my thoughts on it, because I'm an opinionated person. That's one thing I'm going to have to learn about me. I have an opinion for everything, because first of all, I get sick when people tell me, hey, Arrington got an opinion for everything. So do you. Everybody has an opinion on something. If you see one person make a left to get here, you're gonna say, well, I would have gone right and then go up to. Everybody has an opinion on something. Everybody has an opinion on something. So please just stop being a hypocrite and say, oh my gosh, like I I can't stand when people criticize opinionated talkers. Look, I don't have to agree with everybody, but I do respect their opinions on certain things, because sometimes they will bring a thought that you actually might have a point there. So yeah, just I just felt like putting that out there because no, because I just felt like it. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I just felt like it. What else is happening here? Oh, let me tell you something about today, y'all. So today, your boy and my lovely queen, we both we went to the gym. We had a very productive day, by the way. That's why I'm kind of poot, but I'm always, I wake up when I know it's time to talk with you all. Went to the gym because, as you know, it's important to take care of your temple externally, but of course internally. We got to stay active. We got to stay moving, y'all. Especially my black family. My black people. We have got to stay active and take care of our health from the head all the way down to the feet. We have to take care of ourselves. So we went. We grabbed some breakfast, had a great meal. Then we went to the gym and was there for damn near 2 hours. It felt like it, but it felt like it, but had a great workout, right? Not trying to be like a bodybuilder over here. I'm just trying to look good in the suit. I'm trying to make sure stamina is good, because I put a lot of crap in here. I don't eat the best as I should. I most of the time I eat good, but I have my cheat meals, my cheat days. Okay, I like a good I like a good stiff drink. You know what I mean? Like I might enjoy a cigar from time to time. I like to have my decompress moment where I could just sit on my backyard, have a cigar, enjoy the view, and just be grateful, right? Count my blessings, right? But it's important that if I put that stuff in my system, I got to make sure I got to take care of myself. I got to stay active, right? I'm just 30. I don't want to look like I'm 60 at the age of 30. No, I want to live. I want to live to be 100. That's my goal. I really want to live to be 100. So I can constantly making sure I stay active, take care of my body, and all that good. A shout out to our trainer Joshua Mosley, by the way. He's no stranger. He's a friend to the show. He's going to be on from time to time, just sharing some good health tips for all the listeners here on the Aaron that tune into the Arrington Gavin show. What else? What else do I got? I think that's all I got for y'all. Well, look, we are going to do our fun fact of the day. Then we're going to head to a commercial break. So let's go ahead and do this fun fact. So on today's fun fact, did you know that a man once changed his name to none of the above? In 1998, a man legally changed his name to none of the above and ran for office in, you guessed it, the state of California to make a point about voter dissatisfaction. Let me tell you something. I think there's folks doing that now. That happened in 98. How about now? You talk about dissatisfaction. We got a hell of a lot of folks who are dissatisfied of the results that's happening when it comes to job loss, price just cost on everything. Hell, interest rates are at a high that is so crazy. Like I can recall during the pandemic, which was around 2020, around 2020, maybe leading into 2021, interest rates was like at the twos. Now I live in the state of Virginia, right? So at one point the interest rates was in the twos, and people were like, "Oh my God, yeah, please, you gotta get a house now. You gotta get it. You gotta get it." And I won't stupid. I got my first home. during, when the interest rates were very low. Now, obviously, my family and I, we're growing, right? We want more space. We talk about, looking for a new home, but we look at these rates, we're like, damn, like, should I get it now? So I can tell you right now, in the state of Virginia, now this could be in your state that you're currently in. I mean, we have listeners from all over, so you're tuning in, you're everywhere. Now I know Virginia, we're in the sevens. I spoke to a young lady when I was recently at an event. She was also a podcaster. She has a sports podcast, and she's from the Virginia area, but she's currently in Los Angeles. She's been in Los Angeles for some time. She said, "Oh yeah, you worried about the sevens here? Try the tens." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" She just said the tens, the tens, the tens. Cali, I'm sorry. I have nothing against the culture and stuff in California. I can't do it. California is just unattractive to me. It is. I get it that, you got the sunshine, the great weather. You're very forward with a lot of the the restaurants, the clothing stores, the this, the that. But y'all are too damn expensive. You're too damn expensive. It's the reason why there's a huge homeless rate in the state of California. If y'all ain't working, you're homeless. You better, if you do have one job, you better make sure that job averages at least $300,000 to $400,000. Because guess what? Y'all won't survive making those. Y'all won't survive making, less pay. I mean, I'm sorry, maybe you can make it work, but there's folks with roommates. There's folks that, just let's get a small house and have a huge, like, it's a lot in the state of California. So again, y'all, I forgot how to even get to this. Voter dissatisfaction. Folks are pissed. They are truly irritated. And then with all these, cuts that are happening, federal funding that are cuts, thanks to yours truly, the Orange in Chief. I mean, it's insane. It is insane. Yeah, what I always say, my friends, we got to keep it in prayer. We just got to keep it in prayer. All right, y'all, look, we're going to take a commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come back. We have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
What's up, y'all? Welcome now.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GoVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York, and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your host, Arrington Gavin. Thank you for staying with us. So before the breaks, I was talking about, the cost of living and just prices are going up. Obviously, we're witnessing that. But this, I pulled this up to share with you all here on the show. This gives me a map of the median household income recommended for buying a 3-bedroom home as far as for in 2025. The income needed to buy a home in 2025, they have it all. They share the income in all 50 states. So says here the dream ownership is getting pricier. The states like Hawaii, you'll need a whopping $229,000 income, while states like Mississippi and West Virginia are a little more affordable, around 71 to 72,000. But again, who trying to live in West Virginia? I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry, because y'all, I know I got some West Virginia listeners. I know I got some Mississippi listeners. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. But I'm just saying that folks always have their dream places to live, right? So I look at places like, so the state of Virginia, where I'm at, you got to make at least 22,000. Florida, you have wait a minute. Do they have Florida? Oh, look like they didn't mention Florida. Well, I see Arizona 141,000. California is 210,000. If you want to buy a home today, you at least got to be making at least at the minimum $210,000 in the state of California. Now Kentucky is 86. Tennessee is 121,000. Okay, interesting. Okay, Florida down. I see it. Florida is 125,000. Massachusetts. Is it Massachusetts? Was that Minnesota? That might be Minnesota. Minnesota, I think, is around 216,000. Vermont, 100. So, I mean, again, there's only but a few that is 5 figures. There's only but a few states that is in the 5 figures, or just at least a handful. Majority of them is 6 figures. If you're not making 6 figures, good luck on buying a home in 2025. But hey, it would be nice if your selected states will have first-time home buyer programs. I know Norfolk, Virginia recently did something where now they were slick. They didn't share which area, and I'm pretty sure other states has done this, whether if it's Louisiana, Louisiana, Texas, in anywhere, they always have certain, first-time home buyer programs. That's a must. That's very needed. But yeah, I'm just letting y'all know, man, it is freaking expensive out here in these streets. Let me start with our first story here. So a new bill could ban pornography across the United States. Now, let me go ahead and pull up this graphic for those who are watching, and bear with me for those who are listening as I pull this image up, because I have an article here reported by Fox News. Says here that GOP lawmakers target online pornography, propose interstate ban on obscene content. Now, it says here that Utah Senator Mike Lee says the bill updates the legal definition of obscenity for the internet age. Recently, the senator introduced a bill aimed at criminalizing pornography and defining what is obscene and what is not. Now, Lee and Representative Mary Miller, Republican out of Illinois, introduced the Interstate Obscenity Definition Act, for all states, which, if passed, would make it illegal to transmit obscene content across state lines, while also making it easier to prosecute. Obscenity isn't protected by the First Amendment, but hazy and unenforceable legal definitions have allowed extreme pornography to saturate American society and reach countless of children. Lee said in the news recently, our bill updates the legal definition of obscenity for the internet age, so this content can be taken down and its peddlers prosecuted. This new bill attempts to clarify the definition of obscenity in all states and gives update descriptions that are suited to modern contents. Specifically, the new definition removes the current law dependent on every change and elusive public opinion and replaces it with practical standards that make obscenity identifiable. Identifiable. I can't even say that word. I'm not gonna try and struggle here. Struggling. Lee and Miller could not be reached, but it says here to comment on their proposed bill, but the current legal definition of the obscenity originated from a 1973 Supreme Court case, and the standards are subjective and vague, making it difficult to apply to any material. What's interesting, this continues here. Let's see here. Let me see if I can read some more. So, like, for example, this is a previous story. So Pornhub, that's, I ain't speaking for experience now, so y'all probably saying Arrington talking a lot about porn. That joke a little like a little nasty thing, ain't it? Listen here. There is a large company. First of all, the adult film industry is a multi-billion-dollar, damn near $1 trillion industry. So stop acting like y'all old goody two shoes. Y'all look, y'all ain't no angels out there. But the company Pornhub shuts down website in Texas after getting sued for underage verification law. Here's my thing. I don't think this is a bad idea at all, because yes, it's very true that children has access to a lot of things. Now, is that based on is that on the parents for not being overly protected, because they don't want to be so strict on them. They want to give them some kind of freedom, but at the end of the day, when it's the digital space, so much stuff can happen, right? Cyberbullying, what else? Catfishing. I mean, the whole nine. So much bad stuff can happen across the internet, especially for children. And children does have a lot of access. Like, I mean, think about it. I've seen little kids, they know how to control an iPhone better than me, and they're like not even 5 or 6. I mean, it's insane. On we live in a tech savvy world right now. Says here also, the bill also describes or represents actual and simulated sex acts intended to arouse, titillate, or gratify a person's sexual desires. Now, adding that the bill identifies obscene material as that which lacks serious literacy, artistic, political, or scientific value. It's interesting because I want to be like, where does these guys? It's funny coming from the GOP, by the way, because they're the same ones that would be like, oh, I can't believe they act like they're so strict, and then the next day, one of their own or a few of their own turn out doing something crazy, like Matt Gaetz, who's no longer in office. But come on now, yeah, them quiet ones is the ones that get freaky the most. Let's be real here, okay? To continue this story, it says here that the Interstate Obscenity Definition Act equips law enforcement with the tools they need to target and remove obscene materials from the internet, which is alarmingly destructive and far outside the bounds of protecting protected free speech under the law, under the Constitution. Arrington, get it together. Senator Lee said, "I'm proud to lead this effort in the House." Miller said, "I'm proud to lead this effort in the House with Senator Lee to safeguard American families and ensure this dangerous material is kept out of the homes and off of our screens." I mean, it's interesting because we're in a world now where this is now, when I mentioned this is one of the most lucrative industries, look at OnlyFans. All right, look at, are they going to try to ban that? Are they going to try and ban what kind of content those content creators can actually promote? What are they going to do about, say, Las Vegas, where in their states stuff like that's legal? Certain things are mostly legal in the state of Las Vegas, right? Prostitution, the whole nine. I mean, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it's legal in that state. So I'm curious as if this moves forward. What would where is that going to lead to from there? I'm just curious. But I know I started y'all off with a rough one, huh? Y'all like, who, Arrington? I need to clean out my ears. You got anything a little more cleaner? Don't worry. Chill. I'll just keep you up to speed of what's happening. Look, this happened in our world right here, y'all. Don't look at me like if I'm the bad guy here. Let's move it on. So, rock artists. I don't know, country singer. I don't even know what genre this dude is in, but Kid Rock. Kid Rock is a Trump loyalist. In my opinion, a very not talented artist. I mean, he might be a great musician, and he's been in the industry for so long. But don't ask me what's one of my favorite Kid Rock songs. I don't know, nor do I care. To me, he's just a weird individual that is a mouthpiece for the president, and that likes to buy bunches of cases of beer that he dislikes and then shoots it. He's interesting. He's very interesting like that. Let me go ahead and see so he was in the news recently, which I thought was interesting because he's always in the news. But Kid Rock has a restaurant in, I believe is it Nashville where it's at. He had recently closed one of his restaurants, in Nashville, because it was said that he was trying to avoid a weekend ICE raid by the Trump administration. Wait a minute. So he knew this was coming because he's so best friends, besties with the president. He closes his restaurant when they're doing these ICE raids. Why did he close the restaurant? I'm very curious. Why would he close his restaurant when ICE agents were raiding restaurants that possibly might have illegal immigrant workers there? Why would he close? I'm thinking, oh, I know. Maybe because he has folks like that working in his restaurant. So it's cool for him to have them, but not other spots. Come on now. Reported by People magazine says here that Kid Rock's Nashville restaurant halted services amid fears that it would be raided by Immigration and Customs Enforcement on Saturday. This is so weird. Bro, you're friends with the guy that has put in these rules, and you're scared because he might take your workers. It's so let me tell you how crooked this whole game is right now. Your buddy's the president because, hey, look, we about to do these raids. So if I were you, I would close today. I'm just this is just hypothetically. Shoots the guy a call, says, hey, look, you got to close down because we got these raids going in. And he closes them down, and then they do these raids. He opens up the next day. Whoo, close one. I tell you, we really missed one there. We dodged a bullet there, didn't we? Says here that the Nashville-based musician, a longtime supporter of Trump, reportedly had the doors of his namesake restaurant, Kids Rock Big Ass Honky Tonk Rock and Roll Steakhouse. That's the name of his restaurant. Closed. the move came after employees without U.S. work authorizations did not show up for work, and those who did show were told to go home in order to avoid ICE detention. All right. The singer has a long history with Trump himself. Kid Rock visited Trump in the White House in 2017, golfed with Trump while wearing American flag pants, and in 2019, and recently performed at the president's Make America Great Again victory rally to celebrate the inauguration day. Oh gosh, he's hurting my eyes. I'm looking at this image of his outfit where he was wearing recently in the Oval Office. I mean, just I got some words in my head, but I'm not gonna say it for the sake of just for the sake of this show. I'm not gonna say it. Kid Rock's restaurant, as well as two other in Nashville that were also shut down over the weekend, are owned by Steve Smith, a conservative restaurateur and Trump supporter. So not just Kid Rock, but another Trump loyalist closed their restaurant down, knowing that ISIS was raiding restaurants because they again, it's cool for them to have folks that are probably undocumented, but it's not cool for it. It's the hypocrisy. You are the front and center folks that says they need to go back. If they're not from here, they need to go back and this closed border and this and that and the other. Yet you employ them. Yet you gonna make sure you're gonna make your money, and then probably when you get tired of them, you're gonna send them back. I mean, this is truly a damn disgrace. I mean, I don't know about y'all. Just this is insane. It says here that officials from the immigration agency were present in Nashville, are also joining forces with Tennessee Highway Patrol to intercept immigrants lacking permanent legal status. The presence were part of a week-long targeted enforcement operation and alleged sought to remove immigrants who posed as a threat to public safety. Less than half of the detainees had prior criminal records, according to ICE's data. A total of 196 people were arrested. The news recently stated, due to extensive ICE presence, many employees who are immigrants opted to call out of work so as not to be detained while traveling to or from work. A quote here from the Nashville scene says we were already understaffed because of the ICE raids throughout the weekend. And an employee of one of the three restaurants had said, who asked to remain anonymous while they were talking to the Nashville scene. Then around 9:30 p.m. on this was on a Saturday, it says here our manager came back and told anyone without legal status to go home. The sources added the restaurant grew crazy busy, but there was no one in the kitchen to cook the food. Oh boy, I tell you. Greed, corruption at its finest. Oh, I tell you, my friends. I tell you. Oh man, let me digress from this and let me talk some. We got some more politics we're gonna talk about. Let me go ahead and move it on to criticizing the left here, because you thought I forgot. No, I didn't forget. So it says here, check this out. DNC is to fly sky banner saying Qatar Alago over President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Really, DNC? Really? So flying a kite criticizing your president is definitely going to make a difference in this world. It's definitely going to win you guys votes. It's definitely going to win you guys elections. It's definitely going to help stop the corruption and all the issues we have going on. Is flying a damn kite that says, "Who I got one." So who are these strategists? Who is in charge here? Okay, to say, oh, I got an idea. I'm telling you, they probably have a room full of thinkers and saying, oh, I got an idea. How about check this out. How about we get a fly kite banner? Okay. You follow me? Okay. Fly kite banner. Okay. And then it's gonna fly over Mar-a-Lago. But check this out. We're gonna call it something else on ours. Cotter Lago. Genius. Oh, you're welcome. We just won the next elections. You're welcome. We just won midterms because of that. This is why so many folks choose to leave the Democratic Party, because of stuff like this. This is from the Democratic Committee, the DNC, the highest Democratic office, right? The Democratic National Committee plans to fly plane pulling a sky banner that says what I just acknowledged over Mar-a-Lago, President Trump's estate in Palm Beach, Florida. And the reason why they're doing it, let me explain this better. The reason why they're doing this is because you know how much heat the president is getting off of his visit from Qatar and received a $400 million plane, beautiful jet, by the way, $400 million private jet, which Trump is defending and saying, come on, it's a free jet. Why not accept a free jet? I like a free jet. You don't like a free jet? I like a free jet. Saying that the current Air Force One is, he said 40 years old, which is, I'm to my knowledge, it's like 13 years old. He's saying if he accepts this gift, right? Because for one, what is Qatar asking in return is what another question a lot of folks want to know. 2, why the hell were you even in Qatar? 3, did you guys know that if he accepts that plane, it's going to take close to $1 billion of taxpayer money to reassemble that, fix it up to make it Air Force One approval or Air Force One proof, and then they're all Gucci. I mean, y'all, like, what's this guy doing? All he's doing is just saving his own tail, making his own money, because it's all about him, and he can say he's basing effort to everybody else. That's what he's saying right now. That's what he's doing. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see here. Let's take another commercial break, my friends. Look, we're gonna come back. Gonna take just a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show.
Gavin Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazarinLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
People age 65 and older are at high risk of injury, especially from falls and car crashes. But older adults can take steps to stay safe from injury and be independent longer. Tell your doctor if you have fallen, if you worry about falling, or if you feel unsteady when standing or walking. Learn more about preventing falls and aging without injury at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. So next up here, California Governor Gavin Newsome recently was sharing his frustration on one of the biggest issues that occur in his state, homeless encampments. Try saying that 5 times. So this reported by Associated Press says here that the governor urges California cities and counties to ban homeless encampments. Says here that recently the governor shared or urged the cities to clear homelessness encampments, escalating efforts anew to address the makeshift tents that line underpasses, parks, and streets up and down the state. Now, the Democratic governor unveiled a blueprint for a camping ban for cities and counties to follow, in announcing more than $3 billion in grants for facilities to treat homeless people and others who struggle with mental health and substance use disorders. He used the occasion to exhort cities and counties once again to use the money and policy changes provided by the state to do their part to help eradicate the disturbing street and conditions that come to define much of California. And I quote here, says, "No more excuses." That's what he said. No more excuses. It's time to take back the streets. It's time to take back the sidewalks. It's time to take these encampments and provide alternatives. Now, I have been critical of the governor of California. There's at some points where I give him a lot of credit, and then sometimes I just give him a lot of help because, for one, I thought it was a poor choice to promote a new podcast literally weeks after the Palisades like burned down to the ground. All right, so that right there, I'm like, okay, this is kind of like bad timing, sir. No one cares about, especially to me. I'm not big on elected officials with shows. I don't. I know in the past you've had some mayors have like weekly call-ins because it's a good way for constituents to ask questions to the mayors and to their elected officials and things like that. So I get it, but this was just a typical podcast where he's talking with most folks on the opposite political aisle. But I'm like, sir, I think for you just need to relax and stay focusing on the state. I think the one of the biggest issues is that I look at this as blaming folks, pointing fingers at folks. At the end of the day, boss, you are in charge. You are the coach. You cannot criticize your players to not scoring with your plays that you provide, your play calling that you provide. Like, I don't get it. Now, here's the thing. Out of all the cities in the state of California, don't get me wrong, you have elected officials, elected local officials that are probably not fans of the governor. They're probably, you have Republican officials, elected officials that's in the state of California, which is really a blue state, very liberal state. Newsome, a former mayor of San Francisco, made homeless a priority upon taking office in 2019, tackling statewide a problem long the purview of mayors and local officials. He has pressed on local leaders to think bigger to battle what has become one of the most pressing public health and safety issues in California, and one sure to dog Newsome if he runs for national office. Now, yes, that's very true. He has been said to be a contender, a possible great contender for the Democratic Party to run for president of the United States. Why? Because for one, he's pretty good when it comes to debates. He's not scared of a fight when it comes to speaking with folks on the opposing side. He's not scared to enter the lion's den because he went on Fox and did a debate with Governor Ron DeSantis, which was it didn't really raise a lot of views. I didn't watch it because I was more focused on it was during the election, the presidential cycle, so I've been busy watching all the candidates and all that stuff they had going on. He appears to be the first Democratic governor to offer a statewide blueprint for local encampment bans. California has more than 187,000 people in need of housing and a quarter of the U.S. homeless population. Woo, that is a lot. Now, last year it said here that U.S. Supreme Court made it easier for officials to ban homeless people from camping outside. Many Democratic leaders welcome the ruling, though advocates for homeless people criticize the conservative court's decision as cruel. And I can agree with that because at the end of the day, there wasn't enough shelters, there wasn't enough places to provide housing for them. All they have is a street. Yes, provide some campsites for them. If they have the shelter, what's wrong with that? They're not hurting anybody, they're not harming anybody. Let them be. Now, look, you have some folks that do become squatters. That has been a big issue, and that's involving the homeless issue in the state of California, because you have folks saying like, "Hey, look, I can't even get in my own house because a squatter has taken over my home, or a squatter is using my water hose and this and that and the other." Like, it's very, very, very sad. Very sad. I didn't think it was like, I knew it was bad, but when I took my visit, when I visited California, the first thing that was new for me that I was unaware of is like, okay, if I'm in a public restaurant, I had to go use the bathroom. I was like, oh, let me go use the restroom. Bathroom was locked. I'm like, why is it? What? Hey, door locked. I'm like, sorry, sir, your door's locked here. Oh, the code is such. I'm like, the code. My wife caught me on game. She's like, oh no, there are codes in the bathrooms here in California because of the homelessness. I'm like, wow. And then I drove past certain, I guess, homeless like sites where it was like neighborhoods and neighborhoods of homeless people just camped out, and it was extremely sad. I mean, extremely sad. um so it's just, again, y'all, this is what occurs in our world. You have to be aware of this, and I know other states have their homeless population, but nothing in compared to California. I'm gonna tell you that right now. What, at least what in my experience. um Newsome model ordinance includes prohibitions on persistent camping in one location and encampments blocking sidewalks. Pretty smart decision there. It asks cities and counties to provide notice and make every reasonable effort to identify and offer shelter before clearing an encampment. Major cities have already started cracking down on the encampments. San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie pledged to clean up city sidewalks, while San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan has proposed arrest if a person refuses shelter 3 times. Hey, I mean, if he refuses it, but I think there needs to be programs to verify if this person doesn't have any loose screws upstairs, if you know what I mean. You want to make sure that they're all right up there, or if they're even capable of making their own decisions. Um, Says here both Democratic-led cities have ramped up the number of shelter beds available. In Los Angeles, Democratic Mayor Karen Bass has made clearing encampments a priority, but sagging tents, makeshift shelters, and rusting RVs remain a common sight in nearly every neighborhood. An annual tally last year estimated that more than 45,000 homeless people were living in the city. Says here that some critics have questioned the encampment bans. Los Angeles neighborhood Jay Joshua oversaw a small encampment of about half dozen tents where he lives. Joshua said he cleans the area daily because of school nearby. He said encampments can be a safe space for those living there. It helps certain people build their lives back. Didn't think about that way. Critics say punitive bans make it even harder for homeless people to find stable housing and employment. Very true. Says here that my immediate reaction was that this is a distraction from a state budget that isn't likely to have funding for housing and homelessness. Alex Vistovsky, I think I pronounced that right, with the National Intelligence to End Homelessness. Organizations representing California cities and counties have balked at the implication that they are to blame and said that they need sustained funding. Another quote here from The executive director and CEO of League of California Cities, Caroline Coleman, states that clearing encampments may be the most visible part of this crisis, but without addressing and underlining root causes of homelessness. That is very true. But one thing I've noticed when people always say, look, we got to get to the root of thing, the root is what people are still doing. Finding the root of something is what takes forever. But do not give up on the fight. Find out what is the primary root. All these polls and all this data and analysts we have going on here. Come on, y'all. We gotta do better. Gotta do better. But at the end of the day, y'all, I'm not going to read too much of this, but at the end of the day, they're saying, voters want changes. Obviously, they want changes because they want a better living situation for those, and just to, again, to help clean up the areas. Yeah. Let me digress from this story. I'm looking at my time here. Let me move it on to some not so good news about our former president, Joe Biden. It was recently shared that former President Joe Biden was recently diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Reported by the USA Today. Give me 1 second as I pull up this article. It says here that the former president said here the prostate cancer that has spread to the bone, which a spokesperson shared recently. It says here Biden was diagnosed after experiencing urinary symptoms, and a nodule was discovered on his prostate, according to the statement. While the diagnosis indicates the former president has one of the worst forms of the disease, it appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. The president and his family are reviewing treatment options with his physicians. Biden, who served as president from 2021 to 2025, abruptly ended his re-election bid last July, weeks after halting performances during a debate against then Republican president candidate Donald Trump. Prompt panic among his fellow Democrats. Vice President Kamala Harris took over as party's nomination, but lost in November to Trump. Let's not all go back to that. Says here, Biden's physical health and mental acuity drew intense media scrutiny even before the debate. At the time of his election, Biden was the oldest person to win the presidency. Trump, 78 years old, broke that record when he defeated Harris in 2024. Biden previously served as vice president under former President Donald Trump. I mean, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Arrington, not President Trump, under former President Barack Obama, and a United States senator who was first elected to office in, check this out, 1972. 1972. He was a United States senator who was first elected to office in 1972. Says Joe Biden's cancer diagnosis came as the same day audio was published of his interview with special counsel Robert Hur, the former president's halting speech and memory lapse in an interview, and new books about Biden have renewed questions about his fitness when he ran in 2024 to serve as a second term. He was recently on The View, shared that he did not suffer from any cognitive decline and saying they were all wrong. Jill Biden also shared that they were wrong about that. He's perfectly fine, this and then the other. The sad thing is, the Biden family has, and I'm praying and hoping for a speedy recovery for our former president. No one wants to wish any harm or I want to see anybody going through this illness. Former President Joe Biden lost one of his sons, Beau Biden. He died from a brain tumor. And he was very, he wasn't an old guy. He was young when that happened. So again, it's sad when you hear that word, cancer. But Trump and Harris both wish Biden a quick recovery. President Trump said in a statement with his wife Melania, who we haven't heard from in like forever. But anyway, long story. Let's get to it. That we're saddened to hear about the diagnosis. We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and the family, and we wish Joe a fast and successful recovery. Biden, former Vice President Kamala Harris, said that Joe is a fighter, and I know he will face this challenge with the same strength, resilience, and optimism that have always defined his life and leadership. Trump's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., on social media message said, "Politics aside, we wish him a speedy recovery." President Obama and his wife Michelle Obama said, "Nobody has done more to find breakthrough treatments for cancer in all its forms than Joe, and I am certain he will fight this challenge with his trademark resolve and grace. We pray for a fast and full recovery." Clinton said, "My friend Joe Biden has always been a fighter." Folks are spreading the word about this. Before I end the show, I do want to share this with you all. Prostate cancer is the most common form of cancer for men, other than non-melanoma skin cancer, according to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. It is also one of the leading causes of cancer deaths among men of all races, the CDC says. There were 236,659 new prostate cancer diagnoses in 2021, according to the most recent CDC data. Now, in 2022, 33,363 men died of the disease. A Biden spokesperson revealed that the former president's cancer has a Gleason score of 9, grade group 5, which the American Cancer Society describes as a type of most likely to grow and spread quickly. So just want to put that out there, fellas. If y'all haven't, please get checked. Of all ages, really. I mean, I'm 30. I want to get everything checked. Okay. We should all get checked and get screened and make sure everything is all great, because we don't want anything bad to happen to us that we've missed, or we decide, hey, not to get a checkup and all that other stuff. Let's not, forget, and colon cancer. I mean, we've lost so many, young individuals to cancer, different forms of cancer. And we just got to make sure we take care of ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves. I'm glad that folks are, wishing folks a speedy recovery, but it's sad to say it. But when it comes from folks like Trump, I'm looking at my list of folks that also shared. Marjorie Taylor Greene said she's sorry to see this news about the former president, adding that cancer is truly awful. But anything about speedy, she says prayers for the Joe Biden and his family. I mean, I'm glad to see people can actually be somewhat cool, but it's just, out of all the rude and evil things they've said about that man, I mean, you can't really believe those wishing you this, that is authentic. I'm sorry. I hate to keep it divisive, because I'm the person, I really love bipartisan stuff, but it's just, I wasn't born yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel as though like stuff like this is, anyway, y'all. We will continue to talk on the other end. That is my time. Peace and blessings, y'all. I will see you next time for another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram. Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.